the Arcturians, who also aided in the struggle for the redemption process. Right? Now I want y'all to look at that imagery. Now let's go down some more because we ain't done. Now we in Italy now. Now you see here the slaying of the bull. This is your running of the bull ceremony. Now look. Two suns, the leg of the bull, 7 stars of Pleiades. Orion belt aligned. See? Orion slays the bull to deliver the 7 sisters of the Pleiades. You can't make this shit up. Alright, let's go down and see what it means. Now, we talking about, look, Orion, 7 sisters equals the DNA helix. What is that telling you? It take a man and a woman to make a baby. I'm not saying that's what the stars say. And we got to look to the boots. Because there's something here that interferes with all of this. This is a physics problem. This is incongruent. What does a boot have to do with genetics, women, and men? What's the anomaly? One of these things don't match. This sticks out. It does. A boot doesn't match. That's wrong. So something is wrong with the boots. The boots are wrong. Let's keep going. See? Slaying of the bull. The man slaying the bull. Go out some more. Here. Now watch this. Now remember I told you she had the 2 bears. The bears called her Ursa. But she had cubs, Ursa Minor. Right? But Shug was Big Shug, Ursa Major. Now I had to make that connection. She had 2 baby bears tattooed on her, but Shug is the big bear. Big Shug, Sugar Bear. I'm all off in this Red Lodge shit. I hope y'all paying attention. So now this is Shug, Ursa Major. But what is this telling me? Check this out. This is the Fibonacci sequence. There's an order to this shit when it look out of order. That's what it's telling me. Current theory. Revised precession. It's showing me it's going according to the pattern of the Fibonacci sequence. Now, let's go down some more. Here. See? Now, when you're using the Fibonacci sequence, let's go back up here for a second. In using the Fibonacci sequence here, this is telling me that I have to go from this direction, right to left. I have to go from right to left. Because see the arrow? The arrow says go this way. So in reality, I got to go the other way. So I had to come through the female gate into the Red Lodge. So she, coming from here, backwards direction, the Ursa Minor, the 2 cubs, had to produce a major bear. The Sugar Bear, the Red Bear. When the 2 bald-headed bears came out, who brought Suge into the Red Lodge over there in the blood camp? It was Suge Knight. So that's why you had your 2 bears with the 2 master Zodiac slaughters. Okay, so now we go down some more. Let's see if we can't find out what in the world. Now here's a better picture of the leg being cut off. You can see it better. See that butcher knife there? She got a sword there. She's serious about cutting his leg off. You see Obama right here, the jackal? Y'all see him? Now, I did a post about Obama on another one of my Facebook pages I hardly ever use called Soro Sapien. I'm going to show it to y'all. This Obama. Obama had to be president because he's the witness. You see, I'm hard on Obama for no reason because he's just a witness. He had to go inside and see what them devils was doing. See the jackal? That's Obama. Right? That's the Pegasus. That's the human on the horse. But that right now not important. What's important is this in the Vesica Pisces opening up this red gate all the way up for seat number 13 to tell Mama got to tell me who is sitting on her seat and who I got to move. Now look at this shape. Now this almost look like Italy. It damn near look like Italy. It don't got no heel. If it had a heel right here, it look just like Italy. Right? But it don't look like Italy right now. Now look. I'm going to show y'all again. Scorpio, Libra, between the Virgo, the Virgin, the young maiden. The young maiden is always represented by the lady who is the master, who holds her as her cat's paw. I came through this way, remember? That's Fibonacci sequence. Came from this way, through the mother gate. Now, I got to get in here. I got to get to Big Mama. Now, when you look her up, you find that Big Mama is the great mother, right? She is the great mother. This is the final seat right here. When whoever in her seat is the one that need their head chopped off to save all of the people on earth. Whoever's sitting in her seat, number 13, need their head chopped off to save all the people on earth. Now, she cutting the leg off the bull. Let's go see if she can find out where the head of the bull go. Now, look. This is another depiction of the zodiac, right? But only this time, if you notice, it's running a little different. You see? You can see it up closer. See Hathor looking over. Leo. I came through the mother's gate. But who's there? You see? This the Pope sitting on her seat. Where's she at? I don't even see her. She done disappeared. Let's go down and see if we can't find out what do this got to do with Pope, if anything. Now you see there we had the stellar alignments to the stars, and they was going over all of that. And they was going over what the earth looked like from outside models. Then we started getting into some really good stuff. And this is what I want y'all to see. Ursa Major. Now these was all of the signs that they was giving me. Bull, crowned deity, and Isis. You see what that say? Bull, crowned deity, and Isis. That's incongruent. A bull is a male cow. Isis is a female. Somebody's cross-dressing here. Somebody's dressed in drag. Somebody ain't right. How can you crown a bull as Isis? And what would make me think that this would be the Pope? Because he used papal bulls to give his orders. He used papal bulls to give his orders. It was a papal bull that crowned him as the closest living man to God. It was a papal bull that said in 1301 that said he was the sole owner of all of the souls on earth. That's her domain. But wait, look here. Now, the Ursa Major, look how close it is to this. Main theme reason for star map. It's telling you, why are we looking at the stars? We got to match the stars to what's going on the ground so we cannot be deceived. I'm showing you how to avoid being lied to. Now here we have the mother. You see her knife? Now she's chopping that motherfucker leg off. Now let's go on some more. Alright, this is the part that they call severing the leg. Severing the leg. Severs the leg of the bull with the cleaver. You see this? Plow, cleaver, Ursa Major. Plow, cleaver, Ursa Major. Ursa, this is Suge. This is the big bear. This is the bull. And this is the leg. This is the Pleiades. No, this is the Pleiades. And this is the leg being severed here in the red. So this is how the red lodge tied me into the clues. I'm doing this one slow today because I want y'all to really know what I'm talking about. I'm showing y'all how to find out who the devil is and how to get rid of this evil shit on earth. We already know he the Pope. It's pretty much well established at this point. But look, what this say? Rome. All roads lead to Rome. Freemason, first degree, tracing board. Look, the checkerboard floor. Tell us we playing a galactic chess game. Right? Got the pillars. Look, see the triangle? Now remember, we talking Vesica Pisces. Because see, these two triangles are going to come back. I'm gonna have to. These are going to have to be met by two more triangles facing the opposite direction somewhere before I get done. Right? So now, I'm going to scroll down some more. We got another picture of the shaft and the pyramid. Stargate. Alright, now, planet Earth, my place of birth, born to be the sole controller of the universe. Oh, got my Rakim kick right then. But look, alright, now, when we look at the situation, the pyramids is here. That's Italy. You can see Italy in the screen. That's Italy right there. The pyramids here. That's Italy right there. This is where the Orion stands. Italy right there. That means that the seven sisters have to be European from position. That's talking about, look, Northern Star Shaft. We talking about celestial poles. We talking about the seven sisters. We talking about the daughters of Isis, who is the mother of the North. She said her daughters was going to come with healing. Now here they come. So when you understand that the positioning of the stars match the positioning of the items on the ground in order for us to be able to not be deceived, then you'll know how to calculate this shit. This shit is not that hard. Trajectory. That's what this one is showing you. It's trajectory in ratio to the galactic center. All this got to be done by the time we get here. All this got to be done by the time we get to the galactic center. The galactic center takes us into the dimension 5. This don't be done by the end, which it'll be done by the night. But had it not been done by the time we got to the galactic center, it would have been total catastrophe. But that's why they saved me for last, because I'm the baddest motherfucker ever born. So, we're going to scroll down. We want to find out if they're going to tell us what this doggone leg of this bull mean. That's what I want to know. Now, here's another picture. Now they showing me on the gate. This is so y'all know I'm not bullshitting. This is me on the gate. I'm coming through the gate. This is Mama. This is the great mother right here. This is seat number 13. And there go that leg. There go that leg. Now, from this, I have to find out, what does this mean? It got to mean something. Now, look. In the Birdman. Now, remember I told y'all that I had to give y'all something that tied back to the eagle. You see the Birdman? You see the sun and the earth, right? Then you see the Scorpio stellar constellation. But what the hell is this Birdman doing? See, this is coming from the Stella in Gobekli Tepe. That's what they showing you. But this is what they describing right here. Now, they describing the same leg, right? Over here, the same leg as an emu bird. To them, it looked like an emu bird. So they describe it as the emu bird. Now look, I told y'all I had to have it tied back. Look, the bird, the eagle, bird of prey, is attacking the emu. The emu is the imposter bird because it don't got no wings. It don't got no wings. It can't fly. It's an imposter bird. It's a fake bird. But the bird of prey recognizes it because he can fly. Right? So now this is getting back to your patriotism. Your American patriot. See, this one right here, you know, this Birdman, this tie you back to New Orleans, to Cash Money Records. The Birdman do. Cash, because I got to show y'all the music industry got to have a balance in this shit. Now, Orion over here. See? So now the bird must be represented by the 7 sisters. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Which is the Pleiades. So this is telling them in this case the emu bird is hunting the man, but this girl got his back behind his back. He don't even know that the girl behind the emu back. His girl got his back. He ain't even looking. He trying to kill the emu. She coming. Now, remember, Scorpio protects the woman. He gonna get that motherfucker. But that's a whole nother scenario. Let's keep going. We need to find out what this symbol is. If they tell us. And it don't look like they tell us, do it. Gotta be in here. Yeah. I know it's in here somewhere because I seen it earlier. Oh, here it is. I was already there. All right, now remember, 7 sisters, right? Now this is the man, the number 6, and became the number 7. This is the 7. That meaning that he done united with the divine feminine. They a team now. 7 sisters of the Pleiades. Now watch this. What is this? What is this? 3 city-states, 7 hills, right? You got to match the ground. 7 hills, right? Vatican. What is the Vatican? Vatican is the leg of the bull. Look. Leg of the bull. Leg of the bull. As above, so below. Now watch what this do. Look. Now I told you I had to have 2 of them pointing in the opposite direction. Oh no, this is this direction. This is telling me, pointing down, that this was coming from the mother line. This was coming from the mother line. Now, when I go back in my other phone to show y'all, generally in the mainstream society, the average person won't go to a seer until they don't know what to do with themselves. At that point, they reaching for straws. They'll try anything. And when they go to the seer, sometimes if they sincere and they and they tell them, you know, from the heart, they can change their life for the better and give a whole new spin on how somebody living. How can you tell if you real? Poke yourself with a pen, and if it hurt, yep, you real. If you feel like you a natural healer, start studying everything related to healing that draws your interest. Cause just cause you a healer, it don't mean that you want to be a doctor, right? Sometimes you want to be a dietitian or a fitness guru or a life coach or a psychologist. So if you feel like you a healer, whatever draw your attention, study the shit out of it. You're gonna study some of the other parts of healing too by studying the part that you're drawn to. The part that you're drawn to the strongest is called your calling. That's why you're drawn to it the strongest, because you're being called in that direction. Mm. Okay, that's all the questions. And let me see if I got another guest in here. Styles by Nina. You want to come in? Got another question. Uh, so the question is, if a guy speaking evil on, you ain't never got to take it. That ain't what I mean by let karma deal with him. Sometime in order for you to do the right thing, JoJo, you got to punch a motherfucker in the face, push their snot box back. But sometimes you don't. Your job is to be able to distinguish when to kick that motherfucker in the balls for disrespecting you and when to pack your shit and make him come home to an empty house.
Okay, so today we're gonna go over some information here about truth in plain sight. I'm warming up now, so I'm going here and do invite. Let's see how this. What's up with you, big dog? See you in there watching? You know we about to go into this truth in plain sight and decode this Hollywood and the life rules that's been kept from us. That's what we're about to go into. You got me, Phil? So I'm gonna give us a minute for a couple more people to get on here, and then I'm gonna start going into um, the information because the rule. I'm gonna go with the rule first so that y'all understand why they tell you in pop culture what's going on according to the times and the agenda. So the rule is this: anything they do to undermine your will and your right of choice, they have to tell you or give you the opportunity to discover the deception. So anything they do to you, they have to give you a means of discovering what they are doing to you. Now, they can tell you in a news report as a news story what they're doing to you. They can tell you in a book. They can tell you in a movie. Any format that the truth is revealed in, as long as the opportunity of you connecting the dots is available, then they are following the rules. So that's going to keep them in power if you don't know the rule. And so what we have here with the X-Men. Now, everybody is familiar with a Malcolm X interview with Louis Lomax called "The Hate That Hate Made." Um, Nobody had never heard of the Nation of Islam on a national front before the Hate That Hate Made in 1958 with Louis Lomax. From then, the Nation of Islam exploded. And the big thing about the name, if you go back and look at the footage of Malcolm X, you'll hear him defending his usage of the X, right? So now the mainstream is aware of these men of the X, Malcolm X and these other X's. They call them X-Men. Now, while right on the heels of this, a couple years later, a comic book series emerged, and the comic book series is about X-Men. The X-Men are mutants with something wrong with a strain in their DNA that allow them to harness extra human powers. Now, the X-Men is a direct correlation to the doctrine of the Nation of Islam. The X-Men is about Elijah Muhammad and Masonry in the application of this in waking up and teaching people to control their mutant DNA, or what they would call in the African culture, they call it the God strain or the light strain. So if you can't control it, it's gonna destroy you. So the X-Men drew directly from the Nation of Islam idea of man as God. Now, if you examine the powers of some of the X-Men and you parallel it to the psychic phenomenon that people claim to experience, you'll find that in the animations and in the comic books, they are the same power, but the power is exaggerated in the cartoon or the animation. Example, Rogue. Rogue is Cajun. She's French. The name Rogue is actually Rouge, which is red, in reference to what they call the blood. And what is her power? If she touches anything, she absorbs their powers and she's able to use them. That's a form of vampirism in the psychic realms. So you study it as vampirism, you understand that rogue power is an exaggerated expression of vampirism, or energy vampirism to be more specific. So she is an energy vampire that can use the energy of somebody else. They find in paranormal research that there are people called empaths. And the level of empath determine how much of somebody else's characteristics or traits they can take on. So this is Rogue in the X-Men and her powers. Who else do you have with a power? You have Gambit, the gambler. What he does is called enchantment of an item. It's an enchantment. So what Gambit is doing with the deck of cards is he's charging the card with something called chi energy that's programmed to react in a certain way when it hit another force. So your chi energy is basically accumulated mind. The mind, the way you're thinking, is accumulated into like a ball of energy that you can utilize. It's called chi, and that's what Tai Chi in Asia is all about, controlling that chi energy and developing it. So Gambit charges it. So all of these psychic phenomenon come from being from realizing the God gene or the God light strain within you. Then you have in the laboratory, you have this guy they call the Beast. The Beast is a blue dude that kind of look like an ape. If you know your Kemetic history, you would know him to be the baboon that they called Thoth or Tehuti, and that Professor X would be none other than Imhotep himself. So Imhotep being educated by the master of masters is right there. But in modern times, there's parallel Professor X with Elijah Muhammad as being the creator of the X-Men or the awakener of the God strain or the light strain. Now, what do I mean by Elijah Muhammad being the awakener of the God strain or the light strain? Now, if you look at Malcolm X in that fiery oratory, at the same time you had Martin Luther King with a fiery oratory. And they had two different philosophical viewpoints, but they all had the same agenda in the recovery from the oppression, right? Malcolm had a different view of passion when he looked at the problem and the situation, because he was seeing it with spiritual eyes as a warfare. So he looked at it as like a general, a warfare. So the method that Martin was using, he couldn't see it as a functional method to fight a war. But what Martin was doing was not trying to fight a war. What Martin was doing was trying to establish a relief and a peace. Excuse me 1 second. I'm supposed to be getting on this other. All right, got you. All right, so what Elijah Muhammad was doing was teaching Malcolm in a way that allowed Malcolm's light strain to be under control so as not to cause sheer destruction. And he did that with a method of discipline. So if you ever hear anybody talk about the Nation of Islam, one of the things that they always talk about in the fruit is that level of discipline. Because that level of discipline that they are teaching is, it got several benefits in the physical world, but from the spiritual standpoint, they need that level of discipline to control the light strain as it turns on, so as they don't become a menace and a terror within the environment that they are trying to stabilize. So Professor X being the one teaching the mutants how to control the light strain as it turns on. Now, if you watch the storyline of the X-Men, you'll see that they're in Washington lobbying to exterminate the mutants. This is called, in the real life, this is Rex 84, that was Readiness Exercise 1984, that was drew up by Lieutenant Colonel Oliver North. So this same thing was being lobbied some 25 years later in real life that parallels what took place in the animation series. So they wanted to wipe out the mutants. So if they wanted to wipe out the mutants and they passed the law, what do the mutants respond? The mutants is capable of destroying everybody in the X-Men. But what Professor X is trying to teach is that even though you have all this power, you're so powerful you can destroy a regular person, that's not just. So they taking this back to Egypt once again with the law of Ma'at, because no injustice can stand in the universe. So all of these characters are in the X-Men is actually exaggerated natural psychic abilities that we have, and these exaggerated psychic abilities make for good entertainment. But if you turn the volume down on them or take the exaggeration aspect out and you pick up a book on psychic abilities, you will be able to match up the exact psychic ability that they talk about as a mutant strain in the DNA. You'll be able to match it up. Like, for instance, Magneto. What is his ability? Magnetism. What is magnetism in the realm of psychic ability? It's massive charisma. It's the ability to draw others in. Well, they use his in reference to the actual metal. That's the exaggeration. But it's not really an exaggeration because a magnetic quality in the person appeals to the metals in the person that they attract. So, in essence, it's an accuracy, but it's an exaggerated accuracy for the entertainment value, and so that you don't really know that they telling you a truth in plain sight while you are being entertained and you're not taking them serious. They've gave you the opportunity to discover this truth, and you the one who decided whether you would or would not acknowledge it as they showed it to you. So in moving from the X-Men, you find the movie Panther. Now Panther is a very unique character because he's one of the so-called first black superheroes, which is absolutely not the case because the very first superhero on record, being Heru or Horus, the son, the sole son of the mother that resurrected and redeemed his father's throne. So that was the first black superhero in truth. But now, as we go into the movie Panther, we have to know the symbolism. What is the symbolism of the panther? Okay, in ancient times, priests wore leopard skins. Black leopard skins was reserved for a very, very specific group of political priests. And they were actually part of a royal court. And they were the practitioners of certain rights within the priesthood in order to maintain the balance. And that's what the black was over the spots. If you look at a panther, it's either a black leopard or a black jaguar or whatever the case may be. You can see the black spots if you really look at them. But the leopard also represents in Egypt the goddess Bast. So when you have to examine her qualities, and you will see that she was also represented in the movie Panther when it very first come on. There was no coincidence who they got to play the mother, because in real life, her name, we call her Angela Bassett. And if you translate the Greek to the English, her name is Angel of Bast. And she played the mother of the panther, the prince. So they're going back to the Black Madonna and Child once again with the movie Panther. Now, this is very significant to modern pop culture because in modern pop culture, we have the legacy of Tupac and Amaru Shakur as the son of Afeni Shakur, the Black Panther. And that's why if you notice when it come on, it starts in Oakland. Now, in Oakland is where Tupac's rap career really developed after he left Baltimore School of the Arts. So the movie was like a precursor or a predictor of how the events in the final age is supposed to unfold. So you take a look at the movie Panther. When it first come on, you see a alien ship, but the ship is not truly alien. It's African and it's cloaked and it's from Earth. So there is a clue right there to something. So we have to go search our history. We have to search our Native American history, our African history, our Asian history to find out if this movie has any validity in the storyline. If y'all not paying attention, right? They don't have no jurisdiction here. They don't need to be here, and we don't have to accept them, right? So, with that being said, all kings rise, all queens rise, all kings protect your queens,
Call your soldiers, we on deck. Crumb. Nigga, bump straight, motherfucker. You know what the fuck I'm talking about. How the fuck you gonna tell me? And all these goddamn people, you can't get a motherfucker to help your punk ass out without charging you some money. And you want me to solicit on your behalf. Are you fucking serious? You got to be fucking joking. I'm not the Solicitor General. Nigga, I'm the motherfucking general. The general of the generals. King of kings, motherfucker. I don't gotta solicit shit for your motherfucking ass. You know what the fuck you doing. Piss me off if you want to. Nigga, I'ma come personally for your ass. Not sending nobody. Personally. Better hope these queens don't get pissed off at your ass, because if they flip your ass my way, nigga, you in trouble. Asking me to solicit some, nigga, 10 motherfucking tickets my ass. You can't bitch about some shit and turn around and do the same shit. You left bump me, nigga, I'm bumping straight. Now this your chance to bump straight. You left bump me, nigga. I bump straight. It's your chance to bump straight. And you tell all them fake conscious motherfuckers, bump straight, or they about to feel the heat. Y'all niggas running out of time to get right. This time next week, any nigga ain't right, you gonna feel the fucking heat. And I ain't talking about a nigga breathing down your neck. I'm talking about the fire on your motherfucking back, nigga. I'm gonna burn you niggas alive personally. I'm not gonna let no other motherfucker do no dirt for me when I can do it myself. I get most satisfaction out of walking up on your punk ass with my lighter fluid and my lighter. Don't put that shit down and beat your motherfucking ass first. Bump straight, nigga. All you motherfuckers bump straight. Now, the queen's on board. They done already told me that if these niggas don't bump straight, they won't be here. I agree. So, Crumb, bump straight, nigga. You know what the fuck you gotta do. I know what they told you in the lodge. I don't need the lodge. Nigga, I'm the self-raised master, the master of masters. Nigga, hire him in your face. Masonic that. Decode that shit masonically, nigga. I can show you the fucking gin. I can show you the Orianos, nigga. I can show you the compass in the square. I can show you the 2-ball cane, nigga. I'm not bullshitting with you motherfuckers. I'm the wrong motherfucker y'all asked to do this shit. I will skin you niggas alive in public and castrate you my goddamn self with no anesthetic. I have no sympathy and no mercy for you greedy, rotten motherfuckers being an obstacle to the liberation and salvation of all these people suffering at this foolish ass shit you niggas doing. I don't got none. Pharaoh bump straight. Said he bumped straight. Your turn, nigga. Bump straight. That's all you gotta do. Bump fucking straight. You know what your motherfucking job is. Bump straight. Now, I ain't gonna tell you niggas no more. I need y'all to share the shit out this. Because the next nigga I have to tell to bump straight, I'm gonna bump his ass straight with one of these. He gonna get a 360 discipline. You know what it is. Put him in the circle, nigga. Run the gauntlet, motherfucker. I got Bloods and Crips out there. I line them up on both sides, nigga. Run the gauntlet. See how bad your motherfucking ass is with this gangster shit. Where the fuck you at? New York? I got a nation of Bloods over there, and I got some Latin Kings and some Latin Counts. You understand me? I got 5 boroughs of motherfuckers that'll bail up out that motherfucker on your ass if you don't bump straight. Where you go, Philly? Go ask Darko what's going on in Philly. Go ask Meek Mills why the fuck Beanie Siegel get his shit blowed out for being a bitch ass nigga. Go ask him. You think we bullshitting? Go ask James Prince down in Rap-A-Lot about playing your motherfucking position according to the rules of respect, because you don't understand what respect is. So I had to send you to a nigga that teach that shit to motherfuckers who don't know. So call James Prince and say the nigga told me I need to learn respect, and you the best motherfucker to learn it from, because you the most respected motherfucker in the South. Go ask him. Nigga. That was my cue to wrap this video up. I'm getting a little too hostile, and I'm going to create a situation. So, with that, gratitude to all the righteous, death to all the wicked. Gratitude to the righteous, death to the wicked. Gratitude to the righteous, and death to the wicked motherfuckers. Let's get it in.
Information that he's saying. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Based upon
but the thing about it is, you can't. I understand that you understand who you are, but you don't have the power to dictate my perception of my own vessel.
Damn, what the fuck, bro? Oh,
You
there
told
you
me
go.
that. You told me I was practicing dogma.
That's what that is.
Opinion. Opinion is opinion.
That's dogma.
Slowly.
A whole
Hey,
bunch
man, chill out,
of
bro.
stuff that's constantly repeated over and over to purposely mislead people is what I call dogma.
yeah, I see it to be religious. This is why I always say I don't do the religious type of
You're
feel.
not religious.
You know what I'm saying? I don't do that type of feel. When it's that type of feel, I'm out of there. You know what I'm saying? When you vibrating and you take information, you take it and you keep it moving. A lot of things ain't gonna stick with you. You know what I'm saying? And when you try to let everything stick with you, that's dogma. This is what
Yeah.
the brother is referring to, that you are so caught up in not you, but I'm saying a person will get so caught up in the information that he take everything and not even, and he knows some of that shit don't vibrate with him. But since he's in this mix, he's gonna take it all. Like if that shit don't vibrate, I'm like, yo, hold on, nah, I ain't with that. You know what I'm saying? I can vibrate with that, but I ain't fucking with that.
So Mo, I just want to ask you this one question. All these people that's in this live and they putting up flags, are they promoting dogma?
What kind of flags? I wasn't paying attention to the flags.
They putting up flags in the comments, in the chats, and all that.
It ain't me.
No, that's the
Biggest
wrong.
fan
I
base
think
to
that's
show
just the wrong
people.
angle.
No, I'm just saying you can't. And everything. So what I
No,
want to listen.
look, seriously,
If I take this, I'm never taking this fez off for nobody, right? But if I do take it off, what you want me to? I'm trying to figure out what angle are you on. I know you say you from the all, you from the tent, you yourself and everything.
And let
But
me tell you. This is my position.
yeah,
If you want to wear your fez, I believe that if anybody try to take your fez from you, it is my obligation as your brother to fight right with you to keep your fez, because that's what you chose.
yes,
If I choose to wear a baseball cap and the other brother over here choose to wear a different headdress, I fight for them to be in the right to do what they feel in their heart is right.
Okay, so can I ask you something?
Yes, sir.
I want to add on to something to that. Your fez, is that not an ancient headdress? Because we just seen pictures of Phoenicians and statues and all that you say that might not be fez, but they resemblance fez.
Well,
Right?
if you hold a fez next to a tar bush, they look the same, but one
Well,
is taller than the other.
my point I'm trying to say is this: where did the baseball cap come from? Did your ancestors wear anything, a type of headdress that looked like a resembles a baseball cap?
no way.
Not that I can recall.
But they might have wore something that resembles a fez.
That could, yeah, we did have varying types of headdress,
So that being
and
said,
some of them did
we
appear to be
only
similar to
vibrating with
fez.
the true essence, right? Before, you know what I'm saying? So if that's the case, then we letting you know, okay, we not one of them ones that's wearing a baseball cap that don't know about the times. It's a signal. You know what I'm saying? I'm more ancient than that. I got some knowledge. I'm going with the ancient ones. I'm before all that dogma, or before all them colonizations that came to this land.
Right.
That's what that kind of symbolizes.
Okay. Now, for like when you talk, the energy that I get from you is listen to your elder ride. So The energy I get from the brother right here, this is a warrior. I can't just let him go unchallenged. I got to frustrate him. I got to
Yes,
give
I
him
seen that.
pushback.
I seen that when I got popped on. Yes.
Right. He a warrior. So I got to give him the pushback first.
I seen you was playing. Yeah, I seen you was just I seen like you was just playing.
Right.
He
Now,
was. That's why I'm like, am I tripping on here? Is he just trying to go in a
Yeah, he
circle?
was just
I'm
going.
like,
He was
brother,
making you frustrated. But I wanted you to think more and not get frustrated more because you were saying the same exact thing. He was just being, more, persuasive with it.
right. So when we get down to who we are over here, let's like know what Drew Ali said. Your own vine and fig tree.
yes,
Hmm?
That's the law of the land over here.
Yes,
that's true. Yes,
yes,
That's not
yes,
the law of the land nowhere else but over here.
yes.
absolutely true.
Right? Everybody else, you have to conform to the main. Now they're starting to pick up our cultures overseas,
That's right.
Yes,
where Muslims can go live in the Christian country and Christians can go live in the Muslim country. Wasn't none of
yes.
that shit for they encountered us.
No way.
Because they didn't believe in worshiping under your own vine and fig tree. That every family got a right to establish their own family traditions and their family rights.
That's right.
Right?
Right.
And these family rights, we draw from ancient sources, right? Because some of us
They
grow
all
up
write
and
them in here too
we begin to
to
remember.
remind you.
We begin to remember our old ways as we get older. The
Yes.
older the soul is, as we get older, the more the old ways
Hey,
come back.
hold on, hey Mo, turn off the comments, Mo. I'm not gonna keep letting them disrespect my headdress, man.
Nah,
How the
man,
hell
don't
you
That's
even
do
not what
trip.
that?
that's not what's gonna keep. That's not what's gonna happen, man. They playing with me like it's like I want to find niggas' addresses. Don't
Look,
do that, man. No,
listen. They
listen
know
to
you.
me and
Look,
hear me
How
good.
you
No,
do
hear
that?
me
they done
good, Mo.
already heard me say you a
Don't
warrior.
play
So
with me,
I
man.
can
they
turn the
already
comments
Don't play,
off.
know.
I ain't one of them, man. I put a popsicle stick in your doorknob, man. Seriously, man. Don't do
Nah,
Listen,
we
that,
good. We good.
please,
Look,
man.
but look.
bro.
So
Hey Rod, your fans do be on some shit though. Hey
no,
Rod got
because
some loyal fans, bro. They ride with him,
that's
bro.
because they know I be 100% sincere. No matter how I'm coming, what angle I'm coming at, I'm gonna be sincere about it, right? And so
We having the conversation. I respect your output and your input, but the people in the comments, I know they follow you and all that. Please don't disrespect me. I am not disrespecting you, man. I will meet you at your door, man. Please don't do that, man. I ain't one of them. I'll find you.
I don't know what they were saying because I wasn't watching the comments, so I
Neither
can't
was
really,
I.
I don't care about none of that, man. You hear me?
but
Yeah.
but
Treat you like one of these Europeans. You hear me?
look, when this shit over with in the next couple of weeks, we gonna be sitting in the room, the elders,
Yeah,
right?
it's definitely about to be over. They don't even peep it.
Look, the elders finna be sitting in the room. You're gonna see sitting in the same room Malachi York, Chief Malik Angel Bay, Larry Hoover, Farrakhan, but then it's gonna be a whole bunch of motherfuckers like they're gonna be like, where Obama at?
He been gone. He up out of here.
We do. We out of
Right?
here.
So our people is still that deluded. So we have to sometimes give that pushback so they'll know that we capable of handling this shit however it comes, no matter whether we wear a fez or whether we wear an afro.
Right.
We ready for the pushback. But at a certain point in the conversation, okay, now I gotta stop with the shenanigans. I got to come with the 100. I got to let you know why I'm not really coming at you for blood.
Right.
I can see the blood of motherfuckers from this land in your face, right? I can damn
Mm-hmm.
near tell you what tribe you from.
Mm-hmm.
If I talk to you for a couple days, it's gonna occur to me, and I'm gonna call your tribe out, exactly the tribe that your family bloodline is strongest tied to.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's 2 or 3 tribes,
Yeah.
right? And when all of these elders are sitting around, we raising this matriarchy, we putting the great mother back on her throne where she's supposed to be,
Straight up.
and then you're gonna understand who I am and why I was giving you the pushback I was and what we was really up against.
Right.
Because the all of they bullshit had to be exposed to the people. The shit
Yeah.
that they did to undermine us when they set up the NAACP and put them
Mm.
pink faces out there as the original
Yeah.
founders.
Yeah.
Of course.
Some niggas look like me and you did that,
Of
Yeah, I
course.
know. I understand that. The
right?
Quakers and shit like that.
Then it was some motherfuckers look like me and you
Yeah, you right.
that went and got Noble Drew Ali.
Of
Yeah,
course.
you right. I know that.
Because
Yeah, I know that.
couldn't no pale faces get close enough to him,
Malcolm
No, you
X.
right. You
Of
absolutely right,
course.
no.
right?
Of course.
So now when we start to see what really happened, and then they're gonna see the difference in how our conversation switched from the last little video, to this video,
Yeah.
right? And then they'll get to see how when we from the land, we can start off rocky,
Yeah.
Still sharpen steel.
right?
Iron sharpen iron.
And
I
then
appreciate, I appreciate you, Mo, because I'm on firecracker mode. You hear me? I'm still
yeah,
young, and
yeah.
I'm with it all, but I'm only with it for the people that's trying to make
So
humanity stay where it's at.
I'm gonna give you a little history. I want you to investigate. It was a group of Moors in New Jersey. They was called the Moorish Zionist Temple of Islam.
Mm-hmm.
Noble Drew Ali was sent in there to go get the secrets
Right.
of how they was keeping us out of the lodges.
Oh, he did do that in Jersey. You're
And
right.
then once he got it, now they chasing him to kill him. He went to Detroit, to the home of Chief Pontiac, because they wasn't finna let him touch him in Detroit.
You're right.
Then he went to Chicago.
Yeah.
Right? Now, he didn't set up his Mufti staff the way Elijah set up the FOI.
Yeah, security. Yeah. All right. I
His
understand that.
security, some of his security was infiltrators. They look
Yeah.
like us.
COINTELPRO.
Right. Same motherfucking program.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't name it until J. Edgar Hoover came along.
Yeah.
But the
All right,
program has been the same.
yeah.
Any other chiefs on the land that can have an actual right to reclaim the land and to overthrow the contract, they murdered them.
Right.
Right? Then they infiltrated all of our organizations acting like they with us, but they always sold us out to the government.
Of course.
Because they was the ones behind the enforcing of the contract of the government of the United States. And the blood that they spilled was Crispus Attucks, who was indigenous to this land and wrote the Constitution in it, copying it from the Iroquois Confederate Constitution.
Iroquois Confederation.
Right. The rewrite had to be written in the blood of one of us, the righteous.
Of course.
Wow.
Because no blood of the righteous shall be spilled in vain.
Right.
You pull up the actual Constitution, the words of it are rust color brown now. If you
the
know
original,
what blood turned to on paper, and then you will know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it turns brown.
Right. So now they infiltrating all our shit. All of the L's is trying to take the seat of the Bays.
Right.
The only thing we can do to defend ourselves is knock the L's for their seat. This is what Noble Drew Ali discovered.
Right.
So how do you knock an L from his seat? You have to surpass him in knowledge, wisdom, and understanding.
Okay.
And then you have to go toe-to-toe with him, brain for brain, bang him for the brain bang.
Yeah, facts, and that's how you get ordained to Ali and all these and the rest by the work that you put in. Yes,
Now,
that's Muhammad. Muhammad did that. That's what Elijah Poole Bey did.
He was sent out as a another person to carry the pass.
Right.
Because it can't go through the okay, now Noble Drew Ali know that the Moorish science has been infiltrated by the Moorish Zionist Jews.
Yes.
Elijah have to go establish something totally different.
So right. Oh, I understand that now.
He can't come back. If he come back with Moorish science, he won't be able to get a week worth of teaching in.
Yeah, they knock him off. You're right. I understand. Now I get the whole concept, because I thought he was basically going against the narrative, but now I understand what you're talking about now. He couldn't come back as the same thing. It's like when they knocked off Yahshua, he couldn't come back as the same person. He had to come back in a so-called different persona. different person or a different prophet.
Right. Now watch this. When Elijah started getting infiltrated, Malcolm ran what you call a red herring.
Yeah.
he draw the heat off Elijah and expose the infiltrators. He tell you in the public speech who they is because we got to do everything out in the open.
Right.
He
Because they
tell
kill him.
Elijah, he tell you running the name of the infiltrators down, and this is how you know he talking directly to Elijah, because he say, I'm not talking to the police because they already know this. They the ones who told me.
Wow.
Right? So if he ain't talking to the police and he ain't talking to defraud other people. Right? So when they can't tell you what they want to tell you because you got motherfuckers like me that's gonna tell you that's a goddamn lie. That shit ain't true. I don't know where they got it from. But this is where you find the real shit at. Right? So that put all these motherfuckers knuckles to the ground. When the real leader gone, anybody can fill the position long as he look the part. When the real leader come, they all got to take a back seat and the motherfuckers know it. And leadership is as leadership does, is what you can see into the future. You got to know how to operate like that board game without hitting the motherfucking buzzer. That means you got to be surgically precise with your precise moves. And the more precise you is, as Sun Tzu say, the greatest victory is the victory without combat. That means that you beat your enemy mentally first. Because the mental victory precedes the physical victory. So if you can defeat him in the mind, you done already defeated him before the battlefield ever even come into play. Now all you got to do is take it a step further and eliminate the battlefield from the equation. It's a battlefield of the mind at that point. Right? And from the battlefield of the mind, you know, that's when you start getting them clowns flipping out into the open, thinking that they masterminds and they really just deceiving the people with flashy minds. Just because a motherfucker got pretty words, can talk loud, fast, hit you in the stomach with his words with an emotional fervor, don't mean that motherfucker know goddamn shit about what he talking about. And how you know is they'll start trying to not talk bad about the motherfucker telling the truth, but they'll try to ignore it or shy away from it, evade the answer to the question of who this motherfucker is. They don't want to talk about that shit. Because now they know they going to have to bow down to something greater than that bullshit they've been running on the people. And that's the goddamn truth. And when you hit with the truth and you start showing people that the truth is being told, then motherfuckers' feelings be really hurt